ladder.
Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We got a special video for you today. We got my favorite black icons. There are 5 of them. These 5 all-stars represent what it means to be black in some of the greatest ways possible. But before we do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Come on now.
All power, dog. Before you go to bed, man, I am a revolutionary. Make that the last word. Say that. I am a revolutionary.
BBE.
There is no numerical order specific. I'm just giving you guys some black people that I think you should do more research on and read more up on. Starting off with Assata Shakur. Now, she is a renowned poet and author. Her book, Assata, is one of the greatest black revolutionary books available right now. It has obviously been banned, but that don't mean you can't go on eBay, buy it off some random guy for like $4. Trust me, it's one of the greatest reads you will ever have. And a lot of people don't know this, but she is also the mother of Tupac. Yes, Tupac Shakur. All eyes on me. Yes, that nigga. So he grew up in a very revolutionary household. He definitely echoed that throughout his music and his poetry as well. It's always been a dream of mine to travel to Cuba to meet her, talk with her, and just escape the country altogether. So, you know, she's one of those people that you should do a lot of reading up on. I would give you a synopsis of her book, but you have to do reading yourself. The book is way better than you think it is. Now, my next black icon, everybody knows Malcolm X, right? But did you know his impact on the black community still has its effects to this day, and we're going to be feeling them very soon because of this presidency. But I want you guys to remember, it's always important that you read up on past revolutionaries and past civil rights leaders such as Malcolm X, because everything that we're about to be going through and everything that we are going through in terms of civil rights and police brutality and all of that stuff, there have been strategies to combat these issues. It's just you that has to do the reading to combat them yourself. And Malcolm X, he presented a very good playbook in doing so. But just to give you some backstory upon him, you know, Malcolm X was a prominent black revolutionary speaker, formerly a part of the Nation of Islam. He left the Nation of Islam, he found Allah, and that nigga became a stand-up guy. You feel what I'm saying? He became a real nigga on that day forward, and he really became the icon that we all know him as today. People tend to water down his messaging, but nah, he was pro-black for pro-black's sake. You know, he also said he doesn't hate the white man, but the system by which the white man operates definitely hates him. And I want you guys to remember that, you know, on your days out. Make sure you read everything about Malcolm X, though, seriously, because the autobiography is just a start. So make sure you expand your knowledge on Brother X. Now, not too many people know James Baldwin, but too many people should know James Baldwin. He's one of the greatest black authors and poets we've ever had. There's this book I've just got done reading, The Fire Is Upon Us. It's about the interview he did with this white supremacist back in the 70s, if I'm not to be mistaken. And man, it really does speak volumes to what we're dealing with today in the future. And I think that book as well should be an add to for the read to inform yourself more on what's going on in America and how systematically it's been shaped up to work like this since the inception of the United States. But you know, just to stay on point with James Baldwin, not only was he a great poet and writer, he was a gay man. And you know, gay men in the black community aren't given the greatest leeway in terms of life and how they live and structure themselves and present themselves. So, you know, it really was groundbreaking seeing someone like James Baldwin go to the heights that he achieved being who he was, and people still listen to him. And thank God for that brother, because, you know, Brother Baldwin opened a lot of eyes, and he's still opening eyes today. So I really do recommend you guys check him out and see what he's all about. He has a really good film out called I Am Not Your Negro. Should be free on YouTube, so please check that out and read the book as well. I'm pretty sure it's like $4. You won't be losing any money. Now, you guys, I got to tell you about Big Sister General herself, Kamala Harris. Yes, one of the greatest presidential nominees the Democratic convention has ever elected to run, if we're being honest. One of the too few black women to ever run for the office, besides the legendary Shirley Chisholm, of course, one of the most progressive black women in the 60s. She had one of the greatest arguments for president, and she should never be forgotten as well. But Kamala, let her never be forgotten, because the campaign she ran, in my opinion, was an amazing one. There were obvious, you know, big holes in that with her praise of the country that must not be named. But you guys, you know, that's America. But I'll keep going. But you know, Kamala Harris, as Attorney General in California, made some groundbreaking law changes. She signed off on some really good things. She is product of HBCUs and one of the most elite D9 organizations in the country. I don't see how she missed out on presidency. But let's move on, you guys, to one of my favorite revolutionaries, one of my greatest like icons, Fred Hampton. Now, last time I tried to inform you guys on this man, some reason, you know, the YouTube algorithm didn't really mess with it. But don't worry, that's one of our first videos, and I was speaking too revolutionary for the algorithm, so it's okay. But Fred Hampton really is a revolutionary for the ages. Him being able to combine the forces of the radical Mexicans and Puerto Ricans of Cali to the radical blacks of the South and the North to the radical Appalachian white people as well, and, you know, helping bring together the Black Panther movement. Fred Hampton really was one of those iconic figures that could unite all no matter what happens, and the government saw that as a extremely huge problem. Now I want to remind you guys, he was 21 years old when they killed him. He was 21 years old, so be careful what you say. But to continue, you know, let that be a lesson as to the lengths the government will go to destroy the message, the positive message. You should definitely do your due diligence and read upon more Fred Hampton. Find a biography, find an autobiography, read about his life, see what he studied, and try to educate yourself on how revolutionary thinks, because it's very important in times where, you know, police brutality and just government oversight is becoming more rampant and more regular. Before I leave this video, I just want to tell y'all to stay down, because the longer you stay down, the harder you're gonna go up. You feel me? BBE forever, man. I love y'all boys. Y'all have a nice day.
BBE.
We say all power to all people. We say white power to white people. Brown power to brown people. Yellow power to yellow people. Black power to black people. X power to those that we left out.